We will use details and schedules with their design development phase settings. We need to just simply copy these folders from the design development folders to the construction documentation folders within the view map. Switch to the view map on the left side of the organizer. Now both sides of the organizer, View Editor palette, are displaying the view map. Expand the Architectural DD folder on the left. Select the Details and Schedule folders. Press the Control key on Windows or the Command key on Macintosh to create a selection set with multiple elements. Let's now create copies from these folders. Click and hold down the left mouse button on the selected folders, and also simultaneously hold down the Control key on Windows or the Option key on Mac. Drag and drop the folders to the right side, below the Elevations folder. During drag and drop, you will see the arrow with plus sign cursor shape, which indicates that a copy is being created. The Details and Schedule View folders have been copied and placed within the Architectural CD view set. As you may remember, we saved the Reflected Ceiling Plans view folder in Chapter 4, so this folder already exists in the view map. Now all we need to do is move it to the right place. Select the Reflected Ceiling Plans folder within the Chapter 10 folder of the Collaboration ITG folder on the left side, and drag it to the right side below the Stories and above the Sections folders. Now we have saved all the necessary views, so let's start to create the layouts of the construction documentation. Switch to the Layout book on the right side. Notice the name of the dialog changes to Organizer Layout Editor. Collapse any open layout sets and select the Microsoft Hungary Office Building Layout book at the top of the layout list. Click the New Subset button, the third to the right in the row of buttons below the layout list. The Create New Subset dialog appears. Enter construction documentation for name and click the Create button to proceed. The new subset folder has been created on the right side. Let's create the layouts for Stories first. Expand the master folder of the layout book and right-click the CD Master 4 layout and choose Set as Default from the context menu. The default master layout will be applied to all the newly created layouts. This acts as a master template for layouts with size, orientation, margins, and so on for the new layout. Notice that the icon of the default master layout is slightly different from the icon of other master layouts. This helps you quickly identify the default master layout. Expand the Architectural CD folder on the left side and select the Stories and Reflected Ceiling Plans folders. Drag and drop them into the Construction Documentation folder on the right side. A Drawing Update window appears that shows the progress of placing the layouts and generating the content of drawings placed on these layouts. Expand the Construction Documentation folder, as well as the 01.1 Stories folder within, on the right side. Double-click to activate the 01.1.3 First Floor layout. Right-click and select Fit in Window from the context menu to see the whole layout. As you can see, the drawing generated from the first floor view has been placed at the middle of the layout. The size of the layout was set to the size of the default master layout. Notice that the placed drawing is larger in size than the largest defined master layout. To solve this problem, we will divide the project and the drawings to show the left and right wings. First, we will create the first floor of the right wing. Click to activate the arrow tool in the toolbox. Select the drawing on the layout by clicking it with the arrow tool. Activate the Edit, Move, Drag menu command. Click at the top right corner of the drawing to define the starting point of the drag vector. Drag it to the upper left corner of the red-colored title frame on the layout. If necessary, zoom into the layout for accurate placement. Click the left edge of the drawing to activate the pet palette. Select the Offset Edge command and offset the edge to the left blue margin of the layout. We will also need to rename this layout. With the layout selected in the Layout book, go to the Properties panel and delete the number 1 from before First Floor in the name field of the layout. Add Right Wing to the name so the name of the layout becomes First Floor Right Wing. Now let's create the drawing showing the left wing. Select this layout in the Layout book. Hold down the Control key on Windows or the Option key on Macintosh. Hold down the left mouse button and drag and drop the layout just below itself in the list to create a copy of it. Double-click the created layout copy and modify its name to First Floor Left Wing. We need to assign a different master layout to this layout since the left wing is smaller than the right wing. Choose the CD Master 3 Master Layout from the Master Layout drop-down menu in the Properties panel. Notice that this master layout, as can be seen from the updated size of the layout, is smaller. Select the drawing on the layout, click its right edge, and offset it to the left side of the red-colored title frame. With the drawing still selected, click and hold down the left mouse button anywhere inside the drawing's boundary. Within seconds, the pet palette will be displayed. Select the Move sub-element top left icon in the pet palette and start moving the content of the drawing to the right. Hold down the Shift key to lock the drag vector angle to 0 degrees and move the content of the drawing to the right almost as much as the drawing's width. Make sure the left wing and the bridge are fully shown inside the drawing frame. Please note that to save time we will not create all the story drawings in this step. You can, however, create them by yourself if you wish in the same manner as we created the first floor drawings. Let's now create the section and then the elevation layouts. Collapse the 01.1 Stories folder of the Layout book. Go to the Masters folder, right-click the CD Master 1 Master Layout, and select Set as Default from the context menu. Select the Sections and Elevations folders of the Architectural CD folder in the View map and drag and drop them to the right side below the 01.2 Reflected Ceiling Plans subset. Expand the newly created 01.3 Sections subset of the Layout book and double-click the 01.3.2 S2 cross-section layout to see the placed section drawing on the layout.